so we got the Mike Jackson Thriller right here. Let's go ahead and take these out. So basically, I started with the original. And when you're doing product development, it's great to start from a base of something that works. Like good product development is thievery. You know, you take the model and then you refine it because you have taste and detail orientation. So one of the things that I was completely displeased with, like off rip, was like this. I was like, why is that split like that? That is not supposed to be like that. Also, from a utility standpoint, this was not functional, and also I didn't like the coloration for this particular garment. Like this bronzing doesn't really match the garment, and as well the case here. So I was asking myself, you know, what can I do with that? But overall, it's a nice piece, and it definitely looks like the Mike Jackson Thriller joint. So I was like, okay, let's make some modifications. Additionally, from a quality standpoint, you got the black lining here, but then you flip it, and then they stopped. And I'm just like, that looks a bit cheap to me. You know, it's like, do it or don't do it. But don't halfway it. Then here, you got the split, and it stops here. I felt like that looks a bit unnatural. It should probably go down to the bottom. Mm-hmm. So those are some of the basic observations. And the colors we already know we're going to sell, because this is the iconic original Mike Jackson. So instead of keeping the colors, I said, well, if I'm going to have them make improvements on some of these particular design elements, I'll try a new color just to see if, you know, it's going to make sense. Mm-hmm. So then we came out with version 2, which is actually this one. So I stuck to black and white, which it's hard to go wrong with black and white. Majority black, just for a cleanliness standpoint. This one is actually colder than I remember it being, to be honest with you. Damn, this shit is kind of fire. I forgot how raw this is. Then we got the buckles are better. They're more of a shimmer color. We also changed the position of the belt to the end of the garment.
Is that how it is on the original jacket?
No, sir.
Okay, so you're not utility.
Precisely. Then we took this line. I told them to do it all the way around. Nope, not on this one. Okay, that was on the next one. They did fix the shoulder, so we have that as one piece, but it didn't have enough flare. I wanted the shoulder to flare out. In my opinion, it's too rounded, and when it's that rounded, you might not even really notice what it's supposed to do, the fact that there's a separate material there. So I had to tell them, flare that out a little bit more, shorty. And otherwise, and always throw a money pocket in, and this one doesn't have the right depth, but it should be deep enough to put full bills unbent in there. I usually like to put a button or a zipper on something like that. But yeah, this is a cool one. I like this one. It's very clear what it is for the most part, except that I think it needs more flair. But this color combination looks really good. It will sell. If I went to Marquett, I'd probably do the inverse coloring. And the reason I do the inverse coloring is when you're reaching for things and you're having the highest amount of contact, I'm always thinking about how do things wear over time. Mm-hmm. So you're going to get contact with the sleeve, right? And that's going to cause filth and discoloration inside, and then perhaps dirt and wear outside. Mm-hmm. So what's going to happen is you want this to be dark. You want this to be black as opposed to the other part. So I would flip it. So I'd have the trim in black and the mane in white. Then you hear the sound. I don't like that. So we're going to have to get that changed as well. So then we went on to version 3. And between these versions, I asked them to change the shape of the collar to make it a little more Fonzarelli. So instead of having the collar rectangular, I had them cut it back more triangular to make it more Fonzarelli. Then I had them flare this out a little bit more, so now it's more pronounced. Mm-hmm. And it definitely has that Thriller look. Then we got this again. We had to make another go. They improved the design of the belt so you can actually make it tighter, which is good. Mm-hmm. There we go. Then we did also get them to run that ring all the way around, and they brought this down as far as they could. So I think this is a more perfect build. One thing that I still need them to do, which they didn't do, is the armholes. In my jackets, I like the armholes to be large because you don't know what you're gonna wear under it. You might have a long sleeve, you might have a sweater under it, So the larger the armhole is, the more comfort you have in the garment. Also, the nature of this garment, you can see similar to the mariachi. This part is shorter than the sleeves. I actually almost want to raise it up a little bit more because it makes the leather look a little more Fonzarelli. So increase armhole size, reduce length of the mane, and then you got your fine piece.
That's a fine piece.
Yeah. It's cold, man. It's cold. But when I send out my stuff, I gotta give like wear directions. Like you gotta wear all white or all cream on this. You hear me? Like you can't. I don't want to hear how to send a note. Note from the creator. Please wear all cream or all white. Yeah, don't mess it up, man. You know. There you go, man. That's
That might be my favorite.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite too.
This one.
Off-white, yes.
I know it's cold.
Okay, interesting.
That collar is cold.
And yeah, and you can see it just looking at a profile view, the difference in the collar cut, and it really is meaningful, right?
It's very meaningful.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why it's my favorite. That coloration is also dope, dog.
Yeah.
It's real smooth, and I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to go wrong. Me personally, I try not to wear like stark white anymore, just because when you're on camera, it'll mess up the white balance. So, I might redo it in like a darker cream on a darker cream. But yeah, I think this is it. And the other thing is like you also have the sound here, so I'm asking myself to rid me of that sound. Like, do I just want to have these buttons like concealed or non-existent? You feel me? Meaning that like you just remove them, or you put the leather on top of the button, or you use a different type of button, because this is the order of something you would have on a Letterman jacket. So figuring that out is the next design item, but it's not a major issue to sound. I don't even think the consumer would ever be like, hey man, like, well, I can hear my buttons jingling. The consumer doesn't care, so you don't have to fix it. But another thing I would like if the button color is the perfect color of the leather, and it's just like a slight difference here. So I would rather just not have the button visible, so that it's just like a smooth look. Because once you zip this bad boy up, all of this is concealed. The zipper's concealed, the buttons there are concealed. So the coloration, like,
it matters.
Yeah. It just gives a totally different look once all of that stuff is concealed. Yeah. So,
Fair enough.
yes, sir.
Thanks for showing us your wardrobe.
At any time.
And that's the product that one of the Saints produced, right?
No, I produced this actually. Yeah, no,
I did see one of the Saints wearing something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be giving the grand handouts. Wait,
No,
maybe I
Eric.
bought this from
Saint.
somebody. Yeah.
I think Eric.
But this is my design for damn sure. Yeah,
I've been giving out so
I
many
didn't send so many
designs,
movies, like I forget. But I can't remember if I bought this off of them or if I just did the original. Yeah, I think I actually might have done the original on this one. I can't remember, but I'm sure the gentleman will let me know. And he's about to be selling something similar to this, so we'll make sure that we can link and throw him the oops so he can get paid, get his money. Because I love to see young bulls winning out here. Yeah.
It's cold.
All right, we good?
Peace of
Peace
Saints.
of Saints.
Thanks.